my sons used to say this thing, buy once, cry once. And I didn't understand it. And finally I asked my older one, I said, what are you guys talking about? And he said, if you want to only have to buy something once and have it last,
Like,
it's probably going to cost you a good amount of money. So it's going to make you cry. But it's a buy once, cry once thing, because you have that thing for a very long time.
your son said that?
My son said this. Yeah.
This episode of Grounded in Maine is sponsored by ESG Review. ESG Review magazine is published quarterly in February, May, August, and November, and is available for free in print and digital formats. ESG Review is devoted to environmental, social, and governance strategies, technologies, and investments. ESGreview.net is updated every Wednesday with 8 new stories and is home to feature articles, news items, and more. Visit esgreview.net to stay informed and help us spark the collaboration and awareness needed to develop sustainable economies and communities around the world.
There's a place where there's no trouble, no more pain, no more struggle.
Grounded in Maine podcast is an open conversation about how we show up for the world. I started this podcast out of a desire to learn new ways to be sustainable because the word sustainability is big. It can be overwhelming, and I just wanted to learn, different ways to try to be part of the solution and not feel like it's too late. So I'm talking to people who are doing different things and learning so much. I hope you are too.
Hi there. Thank you so much for listening to Grounded in Maine today. My name is Amy Fagan, and today I've got a return guest, friend of the podcast, Mary Lewis of the podcast, A Tiny Homestead. Mary, thank you so much for hanging out today.
Oh, yeah. Anytime.
Oh, yeah. And so Mary and I were just talking about, current events and how, things are a little, I don't know, unsettled.
Chaotic.
And Mary reached out and she was like, do you want to talk about some ways to, take care of ourselves and feel more secure? And I'm like, sure, I'm always down. So, because Mary is a homesteader um, and had in her podcast, she's talking to people who are doing homesteading things all the time. So she's got some tips to share. So Mary, what are you thinking to start with?
I'm thinking that I don't want to talk about politics because I don't want to make anybody mad, but things are a little nutty right now. And with the tariff situation, and yes, I understand that the big expensive tariffs got put off for 90 days, but that's July 1st. And we have a reprieve to think about what we're doing in our own personal economies and our own self-sustainability.
Sure.
So I am more prepared for this interview than I've been prepared for any interview I've ever done on my podcast because I actually made a list.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yes.
What do we start with?
We're gonna start with plants because my husband and I have apple trees and peach trees, and he tried propagating the branches that he pruned.
Okay.
And come to find out, you actually do need the rooting compound. So they didn't root.
Okay.
But had he used the rooting compound, they would have because they actually had leaves grow on them.
Oh.
So if you are offered cuttings from fruit trees or elderberry bushes or whatever, you can take those and put rooting compound at the base of the stem. And you can either put it in a mason jar with water or you can put it in dirt and let it hang out, and it should grow roots and you should be able to plant those things.
Okay. What exactly does the rooting compound do?
I think it just makes it so that the plant will uptake the nutrients from the dirt or the water. And I haven't done enough research on it to tell you the right answer, but I know you can do it. So
I feel like I read something like you can use cinnamon,
maybe.
but the reason I would think cinnamon would work would be if you wanted to keep bacteria away or something because it's an antibacterial, but maybe
Yeah.
it has other superpowers.
I bet Google knows. I bet Google can help
I'm
with the
sure
actual
Google knows.
process. But you don't have to buy plants. You can literally make new plants from the old plant, and that's important to know.
Right?
And then the other thing that I have been hearing a lot about is saving seeds. And right now, it's not the right time of year to do that,
Right.
but come this fall, it will be.
Yep.
And I used to do it when I was a kid with marigold seeds because I thought it was super cool to just take
Oh my
the
gosh, and
dead
there's a
heads off.
billion of them.
Yeah, and just like break them open and you had marigold seeds for the next year.
Yep.
And my mom loved it because I loved it and I would just throw them in an envelope and then she'd have to buy any marigold seeds. So it worked out
Right?
great.
I've been doing that with marigolds for sure.
Hmm.
But another, and as on the plant thing, you can also, there are so many vegetables that you can regrow from, you know, like the roots, like put potatoes in the ground or carrots or
Hmm.
um, I just saw you can do it with cabbage. I've been trying to do with like rutabaga when it gets the little growy planty things, the little sprouts on it.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
I haven't had any luck yet, but I'm trying.
Okay,
And I
cool.
don't know if it's because it's waxy, but
Maybe.
you know, there are so many things that we can grow from what we already have. You can
Yes.
grow
Yes.
lettuce and celery. I do have lettuce and celery growing that I started from a one that I bought.
Nice. I'm impressed. You're doing the homesteading things.
And onions and garlic and leeks.
Hmm. Okay. And then the other thing you can do this year, I bet, anywhere, is I bet a lot of people are selling bedding plants this year. We are.
What plant?
Our bedding plants, like seedlings.
Seedlings? Okay.
Yeah. So we've started a whole bunch of extra plants this year.
Oh,
So
oh,
we can sell them to people so they can start their own little backyard garden.
right.
Because somebody was telling me they were at Menards or some big box store the other day, and a small seedling was $5. And we're going to be selling ours for $5, but ours are going to be way, way bigger than the ones you get at the store.
Right. Farther along, more
Hmm.
established.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
The tricky thing with, and I only know this because I went to a class, but the Asian jumping worm the is can be found in a lot of big box store, the soil that comes with the plants.
uh-huh.
I mean, and not necessarily like all of them, but it's just something to be really careful about because that will kill your soil for sure.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is don't buy them from the big box stores, buy them from the nurseries because they actually start their own,
Or neighbors,
or from people like my husband and I who are growing them for the express purpose of being able to sell them to our community.
right? If you're in Minnesota, hit up Mary.
Damn right. Yes. Lunches on the run, I called it. You and I talked about this before, I think, but when you number one, if you don't know how to cook, learn to cook. Learn how to do basic cooking because once you know how to cook, you can save yourself a lot of money on food, on eating. And then once you learn to cook and you have leftovers, you can take those leftovers with you for lunches or dinners at your work. And when you do that, get a reusable container and use real silverware and like, I don't know, a pint-sized mason jar. And you can put all that stuff in the container. You can eat your food and drink your drink, throw everything back in the container, take it home, wash everything, and use it again. And that's sustainable.
Yep, for sure.
And then the other thing I wanted to say is that there are ways to make groceries go further. And I'm kind of out of practice, but years ago when it was the four kids and the husband and I would cook up a storm and then, you know, we would have leftovers the next day. And if there were more leftovers left over, we would put them in the freezer and have them like 3 weeks from that.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I was really thinking about last night is that not everybody knows how to make a loaf of homemade bread, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows how to read the instructions on the bag of bread dough from the freezer that's already made for you at the store. And I think it's cheaper to buy the little bread dough that's frozen and do
Then it is
whatever
to
it
buy a
says
loaf of
and
bread.
bake it than it is to buy a loaf of bread right now.
Well, that's probably true. I did not think about that. Can't remember the last time I saw bread dough, but
Yeah, I know they have it. I know they still do it. I just haven't bought it in forever because I'm luckily married to a guy who loves to bake bread. So,
nice.
yes, it's one of his most stellar qualities. He makes the most beautiful breads. Okay, that's the food stuff.
Okay.
And then my sons used to say this thing, buy once, cry once. And I didn't understand it. And finally I asked my older one, I said, "What are you guys talking about?" And he said, "If you want to only have to buy something once and have it last,
Like
it's probably going to cost you a good amount of money. So it's going to make you cry. But it's a buy once, cry once thing, because you have that thing for a very long time."
your son said that?
My son said this, yeah. Buy once,
Look at
cry
that.
once. Yep. And he was talking about like a computer or
Sure.
something, but
Right.
but it's true of anything. It's true
We're
of books,
close. Absolutely.
clothes, and and that made me think of the fact that I have two pairs of jeans right now that are still wearable out of like eight I bought 15 years ago. And they're Levi's and I got them at Sam's Club and they're fine. Like I can still wear them. They're still perfectly suitable for, public viewing. And I think they cost me $28 a pair. That's a pretty good run on a 28 pair of jeans.
Right. I wonder what those jeans would cost right now, though.
I think at Sam's they're probably $32, I
Yeah.
think.
No, that's not so bad.
And one of the pairs has a hole across the front of my left thigh, and and the other leg has like a couple of little holes that are ready to go. And I have the other pair that I can't wear anymore because the zipper broke, and I'm gonna actually cut the denim from the pair I can't wear out and patch the ones I have because
Makes
why would I not do that?
right? Yeah, get extra use out of those.
And the other thing is that you live on what you said is an acre, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have chickens. Okay. Do you have like muck boots or rubber boots that you wear or not?
No, I got a pair
No.
of rubber shoes, but
Okay.
they don't do any good when there's a lot of water. Water.
Yeah. Yep. Well, when we moved here, we all got, rubber boots because we were going to be in the mud and in the chicken house, the whole bit.
Mhm.
And all of us blew them out in a month and a half because we got the not expensive ones. And now, if my husband needs to buy the muck boots, he's going to buy a pair that is actually going to last him, which means he's going to spend more money for it
Right.
because it doesn't make any sense to buy a pair every 2 months because you're literally ripping the side of the boot out.
That is very true. Yep.
So buy once, cry once.
Buy once. Oh, cry once. That's what it was. I was like, buy once, buy once. What?
No, no,
Buy once,
cry
cry once.
once.
Got it.
Yeah. And then, oh, I had one more on the food stuff. Shop local. It's it's April, guys. It's April, which means that there's going to be the farmers markets, there's going to be roadside stands, there's going to be farm stands. There's going to be produce available here very, very soon, like in a couple of
Mhm.
months. And learn to can that stuff because you can put it away for the winter so that if you actually are in a bind, you have food in your closet or in your pantry or under your bed if you don't have a pantry.
Right. Mine's in my bedroom.
Hmm.
I don't really
Thank
have a pantry.
thank you so much for letting me get this all out because I didn't want to do it by myself on my podcast.
Of course. Of course. Yeah. I mean, and canning is really not, it's not so hard.
Mm-mm.
It's not so hard.
Yeah, and if you just do it in small batches, like if it's just you, if it's just one person, you can do small batches so it's not so hard.
Yep, for sure.
My mom is 78 and she still cans and my dad helps, but she does most of it.
I love that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Mary's from Maine, you guys.
Yes, I am. Haven't been there well, I was there in 2021 for my mom's 75th birthday, but I haven't lived there in over 30 years. So I'm originally a Mainer, but now I'm so
It's all right. We have
Mm-hmm.
lots of Minnesota people.
Yeah, we're pretty okay usually.
You can make it through those winters. Whew.
They're not much worse than Maine winters, honestly.
Yeah.
Really not. Okay, so I got a couple more and then you can tell me your ideas too. Um, I got three more things. Clothing swaps. If you have kids, clothing swaps are the best thing ever because you are going to have kids that are older than your friends' kids and younger than your friends' kids. And basically, it's like trading hand-me-downs or hand-me-ups.
Right. Well, and like you were saying with your rubber boots,
Uh-huh.
that if you buy the cheaper ones, they're going to blow out in a couple months, and kids grow so fast, in that younger stages
Yeah.
that, they're still in good shape.
Yep. And if your friends happen to be within a size or two of you, and you get something that you think you like and then you never wear it, you can always trade clothes with your friends too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or your sisters or your aunts or your mom. My mom has actually sent me things that she got that she thought she'd like. And she's like, "Do you want this?" And she'll send me a picture. I'm like, "Sure." So you don't have to buy clothes at the mall at full retail price. And the other thing is thrift shops and Goodwill and Salvation Army, people get clothes, never wear them, tags are still on them, they're perfectly fine, and they donate them to thrift shops, which is crazy, Go see what fun things you can find at a thrift shop.
Yeah. Everything I'm wearing except for my underwear is from the thrift shop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do not buy underwear from a thrift store. It's not a good plan. Yeah, don't do that. Um, and then the other thing was manual tools like
Not power tools.
screwdrivers that are not powered by a battery, drills that are not powered by a battery, coffee grinders that aren't plugged into the wall, coffee makers like a percolator that you can just put on your stove and heat up and not have to have it plugged in. Things like that are kind of important to have on hand too.
Hmm. And the purpose for that is because batteries wear out and they have to be replaced. Is that what?
That and a lot of batteries are made in China, made in other countries.
True. So they're just not going to be gettable.
Well, they may be gettable, but they're probably going to be super freaking expensive.
Gettable. What a good word, Amy. Good word, Amy.
I like new words. It makes me happy. And I think that was my list. I think. Yep, that was my list. So
You just did three? You did thrifting,
thrifting, food, plants, clothes, shopping local, buy once, cry once.
hand hand tools.
Yeah, the old fashioned tools. Yep.
Okay. All
I
right.
did I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah. I mean, I would only add, and it's only if it's possible, get chickens.
Yes, absolutely. Get
I
chickens.
mean, it's not easy everywhere. Zoning is an issue for a lot of places, but if you can.
And if you can't get chickens, find somebody who has their own chickens who's selling their eggs because they're better than store-bought.
Yeah. But just to, and I say it all the time on the podcast, like know where your food comes from.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
matters. It really matters. Know the people that are growing it, because those are the people that, I mean, if you listen to my episode with Brittany Hansen was saying, if sometimes you'll talk to neighbors or farmers or whatever, and they'll be like, the tomatoes are gonna get frost, so we just need people to pick them. And if you can pick them, you can have them, that type of thing. I went to the farmers market last fall, and I just mentioned that I wanted to try to make chow chow relish, and the guy was like, "Do you want green tomatoes? I'll give you green tomatoes."
Nice.
Like, you just come to the house and we'll pick them all for you. Like that type of thing. Or I said, I also said I was gonna make some pasta sauce, and he was like, "Oh, you don't need these, they put out the nice tomatoes." that people are going to want to buy to, eat salads and stuff like that. But he was like, if you just want to make sauce, I've got these like scabby ones. You can have them for half price.
Nice.
Amazing. Like that. And those are the things that happen when you know your farmers and you talk to them.
And even just your neighbors.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, try.
we we're really lucky because we live in the country, in Minnesota. So we have neighbors that have goats, we have neighbors that have ducks, we have neighbors that have baby barn cats right now. Not us, we don't have any.
You don't have any now?
No baby barn cats this year. We don't have a girl cat anymore. Yes, she flaked off. She left. We don't know if she died. We don't know where she went. She was just gone.
Mm.
And she left 7, 8-week-old kittens for us to find homes for last year. Last year.
Oh, right.
So they're all good. They all got homes and we kept one. His name is Fluffy Butt. He's orange. And he's the last in the line of those kittens from her.
Mm.
And he's so sweet, Amy. He's so lovey. And I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for kittens, so we can't keep talking about this. But either way, friends of ours just their mama cat just had 4 orange kittens last night, yesterday. And so we
Oh,
have
wow.
we have our order in for 2 of them because we have 2 barn cats right now, and that's not enough. So, but if you know your neighbors and if they become friends, you can trade things back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's lots of ways to manage your personal economy and your self-sustainability without being reliant on the government. And I feel like we've all become just a little too reliant on the government.
Well, we just sort of, I guess I don't, blindly might be a little harsh, but just like, okay, those are the rules. That's what we're going to do. Um, and it is not always to our benefit.
No, no, it's not. And I'm not gonna lie, this whole situation that's been going on since November has me more than a little twitchy, and my husband will not talk to me about it. Like he said, I don't want to talk about it because I think that the whole government needs to be rebuilt from the ground up, and that means all of it. And I'm like, that's a really hard thing to do. And he said, that's why I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
So yeah, politics are a no discussion zone in this house, which means that I have no one to talk to about it. It's really great.
Right.
But either way, things are a little hairy, and I have been trying to figure out how to get the word out that you can do hard things. You can learn how to do things to make your life better for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to sit here in my room on my podcast and be like, okay, A, do this, B, do that, C, do that.
Yeah, it's hard to just talk to yourself.
I'm bad at it. I don't love it.
Wow. Well, I really appreciate this, Mary. It's nice that you're looking out for people for sure, and just, the things that you've learned and the things that you're doing that are not that hard and can be passed on, and just to help people have a little bit of peace of mind. I mean, this is a great time to start talking about, growing your own food and knowing your farmer, that type of thing, as the farmers markets are about to start ramping up.
Yes, and don't just go to your farmer's market, like your town's farmer's market. There's so many of them if you're lucky in the other towns around you.
Shop around.
Well, just go make connections.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
And the other thing that people don't know is that when you shop at the farmer's market, you are supporting your community just like they're supporting you by selling their stuff to you.
Yeah, circular.
Hmm.
For sure.
I was listening to your podcast episode. I don't remember who it was with, and you said, "What does sustainability mean to you?" And the guy said, "Sustainability isn't it.
Yep.
It's just maintaining or something." And I basically applauded, like
Yep.
literally was clapping my hands along with what he was saying
Yep. Yeah,
because
there have been a few lately, and I am totally down with it. Sustainability is just a general word, but yeah.
yeah, Yeah, and I mean, I am all for sustainability,
Yep.
but I hadn't really thought about it the way he said it until I heard it.
Right.
I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the minimum, and we need to go further than that."
Exactly.
And then I was like, I need to talk to Amy because I want to tell her all this stuff I know to make things better for people right
Hmm. Right. Yeah, because some people are a little anxious,
now. Hmm.
a little paralyzed maybe. But yeah, it's good to, and with one of the things that I've learned a lot is that action brings clarity. So like just start doing something, start growing food, start gardening, start working in your yard, spend time outside, go to the farm.
Learn to cook.
Yep.
Learn to cook.
Yeah, I'm working on sourdough bread.
I know. I saw your photo. I think you posted a photo, right?
Yep.
It was good. Don't make the face. It was good. It looked great.
I mean, it was not beautiful, and I still have it. I only ate that one piece, but I'm working on it. Now I got a whole jar of starter that I need to figure out. Um, because I can't eat that much bread. If I perfect it, if I master it, I can sell it. Maybe. Maybe I can sell it.
I think
Put
you
some
can.
eggs.
Yeah,
Here.
why not? You will probably appreciate this. I thought that we were out of our strawberry jam that we canned last summer.
Did you find a
I
stash?
I was like, I think there's some peach butter in there. I could have that. And I walked in and looked at the box and I thought it was peach butter. I pulled out a jar and it was strawberry jam.
Nice.
I was so ridiculously excited. I was like, all right, peanut butter and strawberry jam sandwich coming up.
Awesome. Nothing better than peanut butter and strawberry jam. My aunt just texted me a picture last night of a jar of jam of mine. It was my business jam, and
Uh,
she was like, "This is the last jar," and she did a sad face.
uh-huh.
I'll see you in June.
Yeah, I thought that my son had pulled the last jar out of the pantry closet like 3 months ago. And that little booger ate the whole jar himself. And I was like, I kind of want some of that. And he said, Oh, well, I didn't know. And so I have been like lamenting the fact that I thought we had no more strawberry jam for the last 3 months and then found 10 jars in the closet, not in the pantry.
Oh, so you did find a stash.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. You're good. You're good for a
Mm-hmm.
while.
Yep. And that's one of the joys of canning.
That is true. Yeah, especially when you find them unexpectedly.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It was a gift from God, I'm telling you.
And in April, like before berry season.
I was very happy. I'm not kidding.
I've got little strawberries on my strawberry plants outside. Very excited.
We have strawberries growing on the strawberry plants in our greenhouse. The bugs in the greenhouse actually survived our winter.
Oh, that's how mild it was.
Yeah.
Mm. Uh-oh.
No, it's okay. It's all right. It was cold enough for a week and a half in January. It was fine.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So I don't know if I helped, but I tried.
Yeah, totally. Well, so Mary, now that you've had some I mean, you've been listening to some episodes and we just had that conversation about sustainability. How would you answer that now?
Um, Probably the same way I answered it before,
Yeah.
but with the caveat that sustainability is the baseline you should be striving for, and maybe to try to overshoot the baseline a little bit.
If we can, let's do better for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think everybody should just try to do the best they can. And if the best you can is maybe not just driving 50 miles to the mall to wander around for no reason, don't do that. If that's the best you can do to not add to the carbon footprint, I'm okay with that.
Mhm. Right. And how can people find A Tiny Homestead or Mary Lewis out in the world?
I actually made a designated website for the podcast. It's a tiny homestead podcast.com.
Oh my goodness.
and it has the menu, and in the menu it says podcast episodes, I think, and you can actually go to any of the episodes. It's the newest one first, and then all of them are there.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I love it.
Well, that's gonna be quite the accomplishment. I mean, just feel really good that you did that.
I do. It's really fun. And I've actually been trying to do some blog posts also about some of my podcast guests.
Nice.
So
And how many episodes are you in right now, Mary? You were doing a lot. You do a lot per week.
over 250. I think last I looked, it was 263, I think.
How many episodes a week are you doing?
Monday through Friday at 7 a.m.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is that is a commitment. Good for you.
I want people to be able to tell their stories, and I want people to learn from the stories. And if I couldn't do that, I wouldn't be doing
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there's just so many people that have a voice and they just need to be heard.
it. Yes, exactly.
Sure.
And I love it. You know what I'm saying. You love doing it. I love doing it. It's really fun,
It's true.
but
Very,
it's also a lot of work.
that's true too.
And I'm sitting here looking at your screen, and I keep seeing your
I'm
dog
looking
in
at
the
my screen
background.
too.
I keep seeing your dog moving in the background, and my dog is outside barking, playing with Dad right now.
Yeah. She's like, I'm ready for dinner. It's dinner. But and you're also on Facebook and Instagram as A Tiny Homestead, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Facebook is A Tiny Homestead Mary, I think.
Yes.
And Instagram is a.tiny.homestead.
Okay. Cool.
And that's pretty much it, because I'm not doing X right now because I want to go back to Twitter.
Right. Same. All right. Well, Mary Lewis, thank you so much for helping us to feel a little bit better about where we are and helping us to just feel more empowered.
You're welcome. And Amy Fagan, thank you for letting me get it out, because I've wanted to do this for months on my podcast and felt
My
like
husband
now I
won't
can't.
let me.
I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah.
I just want to take a second to thank my guest again for speaking with me and sharing such great information. I love having these conversations with folks. I also want to thank Buzzsprout for hosting the podcast, for Jane Bolduck and her music genius, for Becca Coffron and her award-winning artwork. And thank you for listening. I appreciate that so much. Please check out the show notes for any links and extra information. And if you would like to follow my guest and find out more about them, I'm sure they would love the follow. And if you don't mind leaving a rating or review wherever you're listening, and just help to get this podcast in front of new eyes, that would be amazing. I would really love that. And feel free to reach out to me on the socials and let me know what you're thinking. And if you would like to be a guest on the podcast, please let me know that. I would love to have a conversation with you about sustainability. All right. Thank you again. I hope you have a great rest of the week.
There'll come a day, my mama told me, when I find love to have and hold me, a heart that's strong and so sincere. Just tell me, how do I get there from here? Oh, tell me, how do I get there from here? 'Cause here and now I'm so far down that mercy's bound to find me. We'll find a way to soothe the sickness. We'll heal the hate with sweet forgiveness. Wait disappear. Just tell me, how do I get there from here? I wonder, how do I get there from here? Yeah, 'cause here now I'm so far down, and mercy's bound, yeah, to find me. When that state of grace has finally found me, well, there'll be music, ooh, and good friends around me, yeah, yeah. And I'll just smile through happy tears